Hello everyone and welcome to another Taff's Word. This is a Newport County Taff's Word, and this is basically going to be me talking about just an overview of the start of the season that we've had and what I think we can expect in the coming weeks for Newport County. Basically, we've got to be happy with the start in principle. Sorry, got a hair in my mouth then. Got to be happy in principle with the start of the season. Two away draws against two well-fancied outsiders for this season, clawing back from 3-1 down in one of them as well, and obviously winning 2-0 at a League One club in the League Cup. So in theory we've got to be happy. In another way we've got to be unhappy. Let's get to the reality part now. I mean, in reality we got two good away points at two good teams, but then when you sort of dissect that a little bit, you look at the fact that we gave away some very stupid goals at Stevenage and missed some glorious chances. So on another day, that's a game we would have won. You can't pick the bones out of winning 2-0 at Southend. There's just nothing you can say about that. And I wasn't there, but the reports I've got back with that, we were absolutely magnificent in that game. So you can't give any qualms on that one. And then obviously in the second game, we were winning 1-0 again, and they went down to 10 men. So for us to not win on that way is disappointing. Now, we have a real test coming up on Saturday against Coventry. Coventry have won their opening two matches. They're looking like they're blowing teams away at the moment. You know, they're doing extremely well. They're a big club. They'll have a big budget. They'll have some really good players there. I think it's a team that got relegated from League One, but at the same time, it's a team that won the Checker Trade Trophy last year at Wembley in the final. I mean, it's a team that you cannot discredit. But the one good thing is that the Amber Army are going in absolute mental numbers. I can see this being 800 plus, maybe even more than that. People, there's not many people that I know, who are associated with County who are not going. So it's going to be a really, really great game. And then the draw that we had to play against Leeds in the next round. What an absolute belter of a tie for us, especially for the fact that Leeds are showing us some real generosity. Now, for those that don't understand exactly why it's such a kind gesture, basically because we were drawn at home and the 10 days at the pitch needs to be settled ends the day before, so it's basically not taking any chances. Our first home game is going to be Chesterfield no matter what. So we're not taking any chances, so we had to reverse that fixture. By reversing the home and away team, we, the applicant for that, have to sacrifice or forfeit our share of the gate. That is the rules, unfortunately. But Leeds have accepted to reinstate it, so it means we do get a share. So they didn't have to. They could have kept every penny for themselves, but no. They've been compassionate and they've actually given us the money. Well, they're giving us a share of the gate, which is brilliant. And for the life of me, I don't understand why this haven't made TV. I mean, I know there's a derby game, a derby, and I think it's Burnley and Blackburn are playing in a derby. If that's wrong, don't worry about it. At the end of the day, there is a derby game. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head who it is, but you can understand that, yes. But then at the same time, we've never had a live game on Sky. Never. Not one live game on Sky. On BT Sport we have against Plymouth in the Cup. We haven't had a league game on any sort of channel since we've been promoted. But the season before we had 8 games live on TV, which is pretty mental if you think about it. 8 conference games live, 0 Football League games. And that's just in one season. 0 Football League games live on Sky. You'd have thought the embarrassment caused by the actions of the panel on Gillette Soccer Saturday would have been cause something to think maybe we owe Newport County one, because we let that one slide. And they have let it slide, and it's when they shouldn't have let slide, because the professionalism of those people on that panel was absolutely atrocious. Now, you can understand in a way Jeff Stelling, but at the same time, does Gary Neville go mental for Man United? Does Jamie Carragher go mental for Liverpool? No, they don't. Thierry Henry doesn't go mental for Arsenal. Doesn't show any favouritism, completely impartial and professional. And these are ex-professional footballers who used to play for these clubs competitively. Jeff Stelling haven't played for no one. He is just a TV pundit, broadcaster, presenter, host, who's managed to hit the big time, who just happens to support Hartlepool United. I mean, he is an actual professional, bred into this sort of industry, trained to be in this industry. For him to not be able to be impartial, but professional footballers for their own clubs, they can be. I think it's reason for him to have a good long look at himself. So taking that into consideration, considering all those 4 players who have nothing to do with Hartlepool and nothing to do with Newport County, all jumped the bait for him and looked like someone had died in their studio when Mark O'Brien scored his winner. You'd have thought Sky might have thought, well, maybe we own Newport County one year, but still, no. I mean, we got to be playing at home to Liverpool, Man United, or someone like that, for us to get a live game. But even then, they'd probably put Forest Green versus Barnet or something on instead, just to spite us, knowing them. But there you go. At the end of the day, we're happy. There's no reason for us to really hold a grudge, is there? I mean, we survived in the Football League. We've had a good start of the season. We're in the second round of the League Cup. We're going to Leeds. We're going to Coventry on the weekend. Every Newport County fan is happy at the moment, especially with the pictures of the pitch coming out, which I'm including someone's picture of the pitch at the beginning of this. You would have seen it. Looks absolutely great, doesn't it? We're going from having the worst pitch in the Football League to having one of the best, which is quite surreal, really. We've got players in our team who are capable of playing football, proper football players. So they're going to be playing on a pitch that can play proper football. That pitch could be the reason why the next big League 2 player doesn't join a big team to earn $2,000 a week, but why he may join us at $1,500 a week because of the pitch, the difference in the pitch. Could have been a reason why we're always held back in signing bigger names, but players like Frank Newell and Matt Dolan have joined the club lately. We got Ben White from Brighton, we got Sean Mikulski from Bristol City, we got Reece Cole from Brentford. Good players coming to join us because the standard of the pitch, the less likelihood of injury, and then at the same time things like obviously at the same time then things like being able to express themselves as players, being able to shine, being able to pass the ball across the surface, a good surface, actually being able to ping the ball from one side of the field to the other without any divots blocking them off and ruining their pass, being able to shoot the ball properly, being able to dribble, so many things that make a big difference, in players being able to play football properly. This is going to make a massive difference for the players who are playing for us, and it's going to make a big influence on players' decisions to join us in the future. Considering the way things are going with the Welsh Rugby Union as well, I've got a really, really optimistic feeling about our future at Ronnie Parade. I think the next step is that they're going to develop the actual stadium. Can you imagine that? Developing that stadium into a proper arena type stadium, for proper stands, much nicer looking ground. I mean, for me, that's one of the big things about attracting people to a football match. That feeling as you walk through the tunnel and then you come out to have the pitch and the rest of the stadium unveiled to you. That for me is one of the big gripping, attractive things about football, is that sight of walking into the ground. And for me, that's why I always wanted to go to football matches wherever I was. When I was back in the RAF, I used to go to Wolves, for example, when I was based at Cosford. It's one of those things, that breathtaking feeling as you walk through. I mean, that's going to bring so many people over. I mean, it's probably the reason why a lot of people don't come over. They think, I'm not going over to that crap all ground, Now, we're in a position where we're with a progressive, forward, future-thinking organisation, and if we can build that strong relationship with them, if we prove to be a big part of their forward way of thinking, then we could have our home nailed down for the foreseeable future. Especially now they're talking that match day incomes. We can discuss ways in which we can maximise our match day incomes. If we're getting more money then as well. I mean, I'm just so optimistic about the future of this club now, and I really think that we've got a very bright future ahead of us, and I hope that you guys agree. Anyway, that's been another Taff's blog. Taff's Word is obviously what it's called. Who's going to Coventry? A lot of you, I know. Feel free to come and say hello if you want. You know, it's always nice to see people who watch these. I get a lot of good comments over the internet. It'd be nice to actually see you guys in person. You know, we can talk about it a little bit more then. Okay? Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time up the county.